So in this case, that is the thing. As of now, we have done about sorting. After that sorting, the third unit, which will be consist of searching methodologies. And what is meant by searching? The user need to search some of the key elements. That is, user need to search some of an element in a particular list. For that searching methods, we will represent that particular element as key. In that key, which will be represented by the user, if the key element is present in the list, then we want to display that the key element has been present in the list. If the user is asking for an index value, yes, you want to provide the index value for that particular element that was present in the list. If the element is not present in the list, then what we want to do is we want to give a message for the user that that keyword is not present in the list. So that is the searching methodology. In this searching methodology, after the whatever techniques you have used, after the stack, whatever the queue, whatever you have used in the previous tutorial, in that also you can use the searching method. Wherever you are using the list, we can use those searching method in your program. Clear about this? What is meant by searching? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The thing where you have used the list in your program, in that you can also add this particular element called searching method. In that searching method, you can search that particular elements that you want to search in a particular list of that particular program. That is the concept. So this is the method we have done. Have we studied any searching methodologies in quick stack and queue and all? Have we studied any methodology in stack or queue or in a linked list? I'm asking you, have we studied any methodology like searching in the stack?
Sir, we are searching the address of the no.
Searching the address of the variable. Yes, we have studied the searching the address of the variable. In which we have studied the search the address of the variable.
Linked list.
Linked list. Yes. To replace those elements, right?
Yes, sir.
To replacing. So replacing the element, we have studied only one thing we have studied in a linked list, that to replace those elements, we have find out the address. Based upon the address, we replace those particular elements. But thing that will be differ from replacing and searching. The searching in the sense whether the user want to search the element in a particular list, based upon the searching output, the user want to be produce some of an operation like queue, stack, linked list, sorting, whatever it may be. They will do some of an operation like this by using those searching methodology. In that searching methods, we have two techniques. One is called linear search and another one is called a binary search. Two things. So today we are going to look after only for the linear search. The binary search we will discuss in the further class. So linear search is also called as sequential search. What is meant by sequential? What is meant by sequential?
A series.
Yes.
Series. A series.
A series. It means it will be starting from order. Yes. It means it will be starting from one. It means it will be starting from 1 to n. That is an order. So that is the linear search, which will be consist of a sequential search. It is a method of finding an element within a list, and in sequential check each element of the list until the match is found. That is the normal algorithm for this linear search. It is a sequential. It should be starting from the index value 0 to n number in the list, and it is a method of finding an element in the list. To find the element, we will use the linear search. So linear search is also called a sequential search. It will check each and individual element of the list until the match is found. If all the element has been checked and the match is not found, then what it will be represent? The element is not found in the list. That message we want to display for the user. So that is the thing. So this is the list I have created for the thing. For this program, this is the list I have created. We having an index value till 6, and this is the list which will be starting from 0 to 6. And here the key element will be the user. You just imagine the user has been given that the key element is 4. I want to search this key element as 4. So first step, what it will do, it will check that index. So you just represent A is equal to, this list is belongs to A. You just imagine that A is equal to, I am giving a list. So first the key value will be 4 now, and first the user will check. That is a sequence order. The sequence order, it means it will be starting from index value 0, and it will check all the elements in the list, and it will, if the keyword as key element has been found, then it will print that the key element has found, like that it want to be printed. And first it will check 10 is equal to 4, the condition will be false, and again it will move to the next one. 7 is equal to 4, the condition will be false, and 4 is equal to 4, the condition will be true, and it will print that element is found. If you want the index value for this particular element, and we can represent that element is found and the index value will be 2, like that we can represent. And for this we will do a program for this. First what we want to do for this, if you are doing a program for this, first what we want to do, if you are doing a program for this, first what we want to do,
Create a list, sir.
Create a list. Yes, so that's the thing I'm asking. So first we want to create a list, whether it is a user input or it may be a list 1 is equal to 10, 7, 4, 1, 19, 23, and 100. So after creating the list, we can print the list, right? List 1. We can print the list. And after that,
Keyword.
yes, we have created a list with index value. It will be based upon the index. It will be taken as an index value. After creating the list, what is the process here?
Key, sir.
Yes, we want to ask the user the key value, right? That is the second step. We want to ask the user for a key value. That is, we want to, based upon the key value, we want to search an element whether it has been present inside the list or not. So I am asking the key. So I am giving a variable called key, that int input, enter the key element. And after that,
Comparing to first element.
no, I'm asking in a program point of view. We have declared a list, we have printed this list, and we are asking the key element for the list. Then what we want to do? In the programming part, I have already told you that in that second unit and third unit, whatever you are studying here, you want to define a function is important and the defining of class is important, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now we want to call the function with list1, right? List1 and key. Am I right? I have not created a function as of now. I'm just calling a function. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now what I want to do, after that I want to create a function that if search of list1 comma key. So what are the function arguments here?
List key.
List1 and key is my function argument. It means all the elements in it means all the elements as the list1 has been represented, and the key value after the input of the user, the key value also will be passed as an argument. And now what I want to do? Normally, Yes. Normally, how I will check if key is equal to list 1 of 0. That is the first value I will check, right? What is the first condition? I will check the first index value, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. So here what I have represent, I want to check the first index value. Not only the first index value, I want to check the all the elements. So for that, I am using that for statement for that. For I in range length of list 1. Am I right? So it will be starting from the index value from it will be starting the index value from 0 to 1, 0 to n. So, so it will be starting from the index value of 0 to length of list 1, that is say 5, and the key value will be starting from the index value of 0. So here the index value will be starting from 0. So here I can represent that 0 as I, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, if the key is equal to list 1 of I, that is, if you just imagine that I am searching the key as 10, key element is 10 in this format. So first it will be starting from 0. So key is equal to list 1 of 0. Yes, the key is equal to list 1 of 0. If key is equal to list 1 of 0, then what I want to do is print key element is found, right? And after finding the key element, I want to break the statement. After finding the key element, I want to break the statement. If so, it will not continue to the next process. It will break and it will be producing the result. That's it. First, we want to check the index value. The index value will be starting from 0 to length of list 1. And after that, key is equal to list 1 of I. It means it will be starting from 0. So it will start from 0. So if the condition is false, then it will be executing again for the for loop. Till the condition is true, it will be executed. If the condition is true, then it will print that key element is found and it will produce break statement. If all the length has been found out and no elements has been found in your list, then what we want to do? Else print
Key element is not found.
key element is not found. That is the thing. So this is one thing that this is the thing. Is just simple. This only one line you want to remember that we are using a for loop for the length of a list. The for loop will be starting from 0 to length of the list, and it will take each and individual element and it will compare with the key element, and if it is true, then it will be printing. So why I have used this for loop, else for this for loop, why I have used this else for this for loop? You can see here, right, where I have used this else statement.
For functions.
For for function, I have used the else statement. Why I have not used for the if statement?
Checking the length.
For all list,
Yes, that is the yes, good. So it means that if inside the element, if you are having the key element, then this statement will be executed and this statement of all the statement will be break and the output will be printed. Yes, if the key element is not present in the list, it means it will check all the length of the list. It will check all the elements in the list. In that all the element, the key statement is not found. And for that purpose, I have used this else for the for loop. I have used this else for the for loop, and I am printing that key element is not found. Have you understand this? Yes? Have you understand? Have you clear, or I want to go with one more time?
Clear, sir.
Clear. Yes. If I am getting this, I am. So if I am entering the key element is 23, then it found that key element is found, right? Yes?
Sir.
Yes. If suppose I am entering a value as 1000, then it will found key element is not found. That is the thing. So what I want to do is, if I am search the key value in the particular list, I need the index value of that particular key value. What I want to do now? Simple one.
List one index of.
We have taken the index value here, right? So it means you just imagine I am searching an element that is a key element in that particular list. I am searching an element as 10. So what will happen for I? It means it will be starting from 0 index in range of length list 1. Yes, 0 will be there. If key is equal to length 1 of list, so key I have given as 10 and list 1 of 0 is 10, right? 10 is equal to 10, right? Yes, yes. Then you tell me what is the index value of this 10? Index value of this 10?
0.
0. So the 0 will be represented by this I, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if suppose I am giving here as I, then you can see here I am giving 10. The key element is found in the index value of 0. Clear? Are you getting this? Found in the index value of this. So if suppose I am searching this 100 in the list. So you can see here, key element is found in the index value of 6. Have you understand this? How it's happened?
Sir.
Yes, so that is the thing. So the I will be represent your index value. So you can call the I in the print statement and it will display the index value for this. And now this is one of the searching methodologies. If you are having this, so now you will see that 2, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the index value, and my key element will be 2. So now you can tell me what is whether the key has been present in the list.
Yes, sir.
Yes. In which index value the key has been present?
0 and 3.
0 and 0 and 3, right? Yes. So here till now what we have seen is, we are not having any duplicate element in the list, right? We're not having any duplicate element in the list. If you having a duplicate element in the list and you want to search out all the keywords, that means all the duplicate element index value want to be searched out, then this one of the methods will be there. I am changing this list 1 is equal to, again I am changing as, so it will be 7, so it will be there, and this I am changing as 10, 100, 19. So I am giving this, and if you want to search this index key element as 10, and you need, so if I am running this, what will happen? You can see here, if I am running this, enter the key element, that is 10. So the key element as found in the index value of 0. It means it will be represented only one time. So this 10 has not been considered. If suppose user want to know all the elements, all the key elements that was presented in a list and the index value, then some methodology will be changed in this lines of code. That is, I am creating one duplicate list here, that is list 2. I am creating an empty list inside the function. You just imagine I am creating an empty list inside the function, and after creating the list, I am assigning a variable called flag, and I am giving a value as false. So what is meant by false and true? What is mean? Have you studied the Boolean condition, right? What is that?
False and true, sir.
False and true. The true will return the value 1 and the false will return the value 0. Have you remembered that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it means if it is true, it will return the value. If it is false, it won't return the value. That is the thing. So for I in range, if key is equal to list one of I, then what I want to do here is I want to change that flag is equal to true. Are you clear? Just forgot this lines of code and all. You just forgot this. And what I have done inside the function, I have created one list. For the particular list, I have created one flag variable called flag, and that flag I am assigning as false. What I am telling is, if I in range, that means it will be starting from 10. If key is equal to list one of I, that is, if I am searching that key is equal to, sorry, if I am searching the key value is 10 is equal to 10. Yes, 10 is equal to 10 means this flag value will become true. Have you clear? Or I want to explain one more time. This is an imaginary part. This is not an imaginary part. This is the basic operation. This is a basic idea to do that. Till now, as you clear now? Or else I want to go explain one more time. Are you clear now? Or
Okay. One more time, sir.
one more time. So before, without this two lines, you can able to understand this lines of code, right? Searching this particular element like this. Yes. And here what I am doing is I want to know all duplicate element index value also. I want to know this duplicate element index value. For that, what I am doing is I am creating a list inside the function and I am assigning a variable. This is you can assign whatever it may be. You can assign AIDS is equal to false or CSBS is equal to false. Whatever it may be, you can assign. I am simply assigning. I am assigning flag is equal to false. This is my current statement. And same for loop will be executed for I in range length of list 1. So I will be starting from 0. So first condition, what will happen? This I will be starting from 0. So here it will check that key is equal to. So you just imagine that I am searching a key value 10. Key is equal to list 1 of I. That is key is equal to list 1 of 0. So what is the value of list 1 of 0?
10.
10. So it means 10 is equal to 10. If this condition has been satisfied, then what we want to do, we want to change the flag is equal to true. We want to change that flag value is equal to true. Clear that? Are we clear? Yes. Now what will happen? If the flag is equal to 2, list 2 dot append of I. So list 2 dot append of I. What is I value now? What is an I value?
0.
0. So it means that the list 2 will be append. After this process, the list 2 will be append as 0. Right? So it means the first element has been stored in a 0th position. Right? The key value, the first key value has been stored in a 0th position. Yes. So after that, what will happen? If flag is equal to true, after that, if flag is equal to true, print that key element is found at index for I in list 2 print I. It's Now you can see here, right, what I have done. So as of now, we are clear, right, this now. So I will tell you with one more example also. So this is an element. I want to search the key element, that is, you just imagine I want to search the key element 10, right? Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I want to search the key element 10. So what? So we will reduce the numbers also. We will reduce the numbers. I am having only three elements. We'll reduce the number. So I want to search the key element as 10. So now what will happen? So the list one, the key will be become 10 and the list one will be going here. The list two will be empty now. We have created a variable called flag and false. And I am assigning that for I in range. That is, it will be starting from the index value of 0, right? Index value of 0. If key is equal to list one of I, what is the key now I have given? 10, right? 10. 10, yes. 10 is equal to 10 is equal to 10. The condition will be true, right? Yes?
Yes, sir. True, sir.
Yes. It means the flag is changed to true and list 1, list 2 dot append of I. What is an I value now? The list 2 will be added of 0, right? Am I right? Yes. Again, what it will do after this? Again, it will go to the I loop, for loop. Now the index value become 1 and it will check key is equal to list 1 of 1. So what is the value of list 1 of 1?
7, sir.
List 1 of 1. 7, right? Yes. Yes. So 10 is equal to 7, the condition.
False.
False. Then what will happen? It will go to, again it will go to the for loop. Now the index value will change to 2. And if key is equal to list 1 of 2, what is the key? Key is a 10. And what is the list 1 of 2 value?
10, sir.
List 10. Yes. Now 10 is equal to 10. The condition?
True, sir.
True. Then what will happen? Flag again will become true. And list 2 dot append dot I, the I value now will be 2. And again it will add at 0, 2. Right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Yes. Again, what will happen after this? It again go to the for loop and the length of the list one has been terminated. Yes, the length of the list one has been terminated. And finally, the value, if the final value, if you are getting that, if flag is equal to true, if suppose any one of the value has been changed, if flag is equal to true, yes, flag is equal to true. Then what we want to do? Key element is found at the index. That is a print statement. For I in list 2, it means first it will print the first element to the n number of element in the list 2. It will print. It means it will be present in the 0, 2, whatever it may be. If you are having one more element called 5, 9, and 0, 10 like that, how many elements are there? It will be print according to all the elements. And after that, it will show that the key element has been found in the index of 0 and 2. That means we have already described that 0 and 2. So it will be displayed there. And if suppose, if this all the elements is been getting false, if all the element has been getting false, then the else statement will be executed that key is not found. Clear about this? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you can see here that if suppose I am giving here, I want to search an element 2, so it will be not found. So I will give you this same example also, how it will be not found. So here it will be creating a empty list and we are assigning a variable called flag is equal to false for I in range of length 1, that will be the index value will be starting from 0. If key, that means I want to search the key of 2. So 2 is equal to list 1 of 2 is equal to list 1 of, that is list 1 of I, that is list 1 of 0. So 2 is equal to 10. The condition will be false, right? Yes?
Sir.
Yes, again it will go to the for loop and it will take the index value 1 and again it will check 2 is
Equal
2
to
is
7 is
equal
equal
to
to
7.
7.
The condition false. Again it will go to the for loop. It will take the index value of 2 and again it will come here. 2 is equal to 10. The condition false, right? Again it will go to the for loop and this condition, this length has been completed, so it will not be executed. This for loop will not be executed. Again it will come here to check the if loop. If flag is equal to true, no. Here we have already assigned that flag is equal to false. No change has been occurred when the flag is equal to true. So the flag is remains as false. So this statement also will become false and remaining only one statement will be there, that is print that key is not found. Clear?
So
Yes. Are you ready with that?
Okay, sir.
Yes. You can share your screen and you can just do it. You
Sir,
can
I
explain
will.
what.
Sir, I will open Jamboard, sir. Now it will open on. You will see, sir.
Where was the Jamboard? You are telling this Jamboard. Yes, yes, yes. You can take the third page. Go with the simple example. Don't go with the number of list. Go with simple. Yes.
Just that it is difficult.
Difficult. So okay, you make a presentation for this topic, and you can explain tomorrow. Tomorrow you can't able to come, so you explain day after tomorrow.
I will try, sir. You now trying, sir.
Hmm?
Sir, I will clarify, sir.
Clarify.
Sir, that mistake, sir, I will make me. I will try on now, sir.
Yes, that's the thing. You just try out that, and if you are able to do that, you can. If you are attending the class tomorrow, you can do that. If you are not attending the class, day after tomorrow, you can take this topic. I will give you 10 minutes time in the class.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So those who are interested, come voluntarily, and you can join this. So those who are not interested, just stay back, mute your mic, and be safe, and listen the class. That's enough. Thank you. So if you are having any doubts, you stay back and ask your queries, or else you can give your attendance department name and followed by your name, and you can leave and attend the next class. The only response I am getting for this question, for this instruction, I will give a 100% response. Santosh Shinraju and Arun Jetli, kindly stay back.
So for CSPS internal maths, sir.
Yes.
For CSPS, some numbers are still remains internal.
Yes. Sorry. I have forgot that. Totally, I have forgot that. And I will call you by definitely. I will call you by today 1:30. Yes, Altaf, right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, Altaf. I will call you by today 1:30.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you for remembering this.
Sir,
Yes, Krishna Kumar.
Krishnakant. Sir, what
Krishnakant,
we have
yes.
explained.
These 5 sorting methodologies are there, right?
Yes, sir.
In that 5 sorting methodology, you can take any one of the sorting method and you can explain that sorting method. No need to explain those lines of codes. If you are able to explain the lines of code, yes, well and good. I will give you 15 to 20 minutes time in the class. And if you are, I want to explain the concept of those sorting method. That's enough. With an example.
Okay. I may not be 100% correct, but I will try.
No problem. You can try that. That's the thing. No one will be 100% correct in the first attempt. You just try that, and I will give you a lot of opportunity to take the class. That will be you having. That will bring you an experience about this. When you are going to the campus interview and all, that will be your experience. So that's why I keep on asking you people, but no one has turned up right now. So if you are interested, you can text me what topic you are going to take and when you are going to take. Whether it will be in PDF presentation format or it will be a Jamboard format.
Okay, so I will text you in the evenings.
Yes, you can text me the topic and how you are going to take. These 2 things you can text me.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Umar Shankar.